Most people dream about leaving the rat race, but very few actually plan for it. 10 years can pass in the blink of an eye, so why not use that time intentionally to create your escape plan? In this video, I'll show you the 5 steps I used to go from being stuck in the grind to owning a business, investing in real estate, and finally walking away to build my off-grid homestead. This isn't theory, it's a roadmap. Follow it with focus and discipline, and you can exit the system, pay off debt, and create the freedom to live life on your terms. Step 1, build a business. It's simple to say, not easy to do, but it's the foundation. A business gives you income, control, and leverage. When you work for someone else, you're building their dream. When you build your own, you're building your future exit. And it doesn't have to be glamorous. Mine wasn't. But once it's profitable, you've got a platform, and that fuels everything that comes next. It took me until I was 28 years old to even figure out what I was going to do with my life. So if you're in your 20s or even in your 30s, don't panic. You can still follow these 5 steps. They will work. I worked every kind of menial job, low-skill job out there. I was a construction helper, cleanup guy. I was an auto detailer. I even serviced those toy machines with a little crane that picks up the stuffed animal and the bars. I used to drive around and stock those. I drove a forklift, just all sorts of menial jobs. But I learned a lot on all of those jobs, and I'm glad that I did them because it gave me a lot of well-rounded general skills that I still use today when I'm working on the ranch here. But I got inspired at one point to get into automotive window tinting because I met a guy that was doing it. It seemed like he had a lot of extra time on his hands, and when he did work, it was a skilled craft and he made a lot of money. So I'm like, I want to learn how to do that. I went with hat in hand to every window tinting company in Orange County, California, where I lived. And I finally found a guy that would hire me as a helper. He trained me over time. It was frustrating, and I really appreciate that he did that, but I got very, very good at installing window film on cars and buildings and homes. So eventually, after 2 years of really honing that skill, I broke away and started my very own business, just one guy in a truck. But eventually I grew that single person business to one of the largest window film companies in the country. We won 3M's National Dealer of the Year award, as well as many other accolades. I was on the dealer advisory board for 3M, and they flew me in a private jet to Wanawak and this private club that they have for all their CEOs. It was a wild ride. Eventually I invented a product, and that's another story for a different video. If you want to see my full origin story, I'll link that down below. Step 2, buy the building.